There are two clay pots sitting in a hardware store right now for $3 total. You put one inside the other, pour water over sand, and the temperature inside drops by 20 degrees. No electricity, no compressor, no monthly bill, no freon leaking into the atmosphere. Just clay, sand, and water doing what physics has always done. The Indus Valley civilization used this exact method 5,000 years ago to store food in brutal desert heat. The Egyptians painted frescoes of servants cooling clay vessels in 2500 BC. For millennia, billions of people kept food fresh using nothing but dirt and pottery. Then, a $120 billion refrigerator industry needed you to forget all of it. They did not stop making clay pots because clay stopped working. They stopped teaching this because it worked far too well for far too little money. A method that costs $3 and uses zero electricity cannot be sold to you on a payment plan. What cannot generate monthly revenue cannot be allowed to stay in your memory. This is the story of the oldest refrigeration method on the planet and the massive industry that buried it. I am Greg. This is where I crack open the vaults they tried to lock. If buried knowledge matters to you, subscribe right now and ring the bell so you never miss a vault we open. The year is roughly 2500 BC along the banks of the Nile in ancient Egypt. A servant carries two clay vessels toward a stone courtyard. The smaller vessel holds dates, figs, and strips of dried meat for a royal household. The larger vessel sits empty, filled only with damp river sand packed firmly around the walls. The servant places the small vessel carefully inside the large one and covers both with a soaked linen cloth. Then, he sits beside them and fans the wet outer surface for hours under the desert sun. The water seeps through the porous clay walls. The hot, dry air pulls moisture from the surface. Every molecule of water that evaporates takes heat energy with it. The temperature inside the inner pot drops steadily while the air outside sits well above 100 degrees. This is not guesswork or legend. Archaeologists found tomb frescoes in the Old Kingdom of Egypt dated to roughly 2500 BC showing this exact scene. Servants fanning water jars specifically to cool the contents. The Egyptians understood evaporative cooling 4,500 years before your refrigerator was invented. They did not have a word for thermodynamics. They did not need one. The physics worked whether they named it or not. Travel east to the Indus Valley around 3000 BC. The people of Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa built cities with engineered drainage, public baths, and over 700 private wells in a single city. Archaeologists recovered thousands of clay pots from these sites. Storage jars, cooking vessels, water containers, all porous terracotta. These were not decorative. They were infrastructure. The walls of every vessel sweated water into the dry air and cooled whatever sat inside. Entire cities ran their food storage on evaporative physics for over 1,000 years. No one plugged anything in. No one paid a bill. Jump forward to the Mediterranean. The Spanish botijo has been cooling drinking water using the same principle for centuries. You fill a porous clay jug with water. The water seeps through the walls. Evaporation pulls heat from the liquid inside. On a scorching afternoon in southern Spain, a botijo delivers water that feels almost cold with zero mechanical assistance. The tradition is so deeply embedded that the cooling effect literally carries a name. They call it the botijo effect. Scientists at the Polytechnic University of Madrid confirmed it reduces water temperature by 10 to 15 degrees Celsius depending on humidity and airflow. Clay and physics. That is the entire system. Now here is where the story gets buried. In 1995, a Nigerian schoolteacher named Mohammed Bah Abba looked at the same problem from a different angle. He grew up in northern Nigeria where over 90% of villages had zero access to electricity. No power lines, no generators, no refrigerators. Farmers would harvest tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants in the morning and watch them rot by evening. Bah Abba came from a family of traditional pot makers. He understood the material. He understood the physics. He built what he called the pot-in-pot cooling system. Two unglazed clay pots, one smaller placed inside the larger, wet sand packed in the gap between them, a damp cloth draped over the top. Water evaporates through the outer pot. Heat gets pulled from the inner chamber. Food stays cool. The results were extraordinary. Eggplants that normally spoiled in 3 days lasted 27 days inside the pot. Tomatoes and peppers stayed fresh for 3 full weeks. The device cost less than $2 to produce using local clay and local labor. In 2000, Bah Abba won the Rolex Award for Enterprise and a $75,000 grant. He used every dollar to manufacture and distribute nearly 100,000 units across 11 states in northern Nigeria. Time magazine named his pot-in-pot system one of the best inventions of 2001. The man took a 4,500-year-old Egyptian technique, rebuilt it in a Nigerian village, won international awards, and saved tons of food from rotting in the heat. Then, the story went quiet. Mohammed Bah Abba died in 2010 at 46 years old. Almost nobody in the developed world ever heard his name. Now let me explain why the physics is so devastatingly simple that it threatens a $120 billion industry. When water evaporates from a surface, it absorbs heat energy from that surface. This is the exact same reason you feel cold stepping out of a swimming pool on a breezy day. Your wet skin loses heat to evaporation. The clay pot does the same thing, but constantly. Water moves through the porous outer wall by capillary action. Dry air pulls that moisture off the surface. Every gram of water that evaporates removes roughly 2,400 joules of heat energy. The process never stops as long as the sand stays wet and the air stays dry. Researchers have tested this under controlled conditions. A prototype zeer pot study found cooling of 8 to 12 degrees Celsius below ambient temperature. At 50 degrees Celsius with 40% humidity, researchers predicted a drop of nearly 20 degrees with 73% cooling efficiency. A real-world test in Australia on a 46-degree day recorded interior pot temperatures of just 25 degrees. A 21-degree drop using nothing but clay, sand, and water. Now think about what that means. The global refrigerator market is valued at over $120 billion. Samsung, LG, Haier, Whirlpool, these companies sell units that consume electricity every hour of every day for 15 to 20 years. The average American household spends over $100 a year just powering the refrigerator. A $3 clay pot that cools food using free water and free air cannot coexist with that business model. It cannot be branded. It cannot be patented. It cannot generate recurring revenue. And what cannot generate recurring revenue cannot be promoted, taught, or remembered. This is not some obscure technology that only works in a laboratory. It works at your campsite right now. 2 terracotta pots from any garden center. A bag of sand. Water from a creek or a jug. A damp cloth over the top. You have a refrigerator in the woods that runs on nothing. Your cheese lasts days instead of hours. Your fruit stays firm. Your water stays cool. No batteries to charge. No ice to melt. No cooler draining lukewarm water by noon. The pot does not break down. It does not expire. It works until you crack it, and even then the clay returns to the earth it came from. The knowledge did not disappear because it stopped working. Egyptians cooled food with clay 4,500 years ago. The Indus Valley ran entire cities on porous pottery. The Spanish botijo is still cooling water today. Mohammed Bah Abba proved it in modern conditions and won international awards. Researchers confirmed drops of over 20 degrees. And a $120 billion industry needs you looking at the appliance aisle, not the garden center. The clay is still there. The sand is still there. The physics never changed. The only thing that changed is who profits from your ignorance. But right now, watching this, you just learned what they spent decades making sure you would not. If this vault opened something for you, subscribe and share it forward. Every share preserves what the industry tried to erase. The next vault opens soon. What is inside weighs even heavier.